Will I get more cheese just in case, and crackers?
I think you should definitely get more cheese and crackers. Just in case.
I'm so excited to drink this wine with you. Ready. Put that on there. We ready?
Yes. Good evening and welcome to this special event that is
Decanter Wankers, get drunk with me.
episode 1. If this goes very badly, then this will be the only episode for all time.
I don't know how it could possibly go badly.
Well, we are going to be drinking a 15%. We could be like spewing at the end or other fun stuff. So, for those of you that watched last week and took notes, we are drinking a Priorat this week. Hopefully you got hold of the same Priorat as we have. If you didn't, I hope you got hold of a Priorat from somewhere that wasn't shite.
Yeah, I hope you got hold of a Priorat that you'll enjoy this evening, because we're hoping that a lot of people send us messages and they go, just watching your vlog,
It made us want some wine.
I want wine. So hopefully we've kind of preempted that by forcing you to get some wine in advance.
Yeah.
So we have this wonderful Priorat that we've actually had before, and we're just opening it. We're going to stick it in a decanter.
Because it's a special occasion.
Yeah.
I'm going to check that actually everything is on. Perfect. Bish bosh. That one over there. Never mind. Yeah, so we're drinking this Clos Bartholom. Clos actually means like kind of walled vineyard, I think, or something like that, or like, and it's got a little bit of the French heritage in. Oh, that's a lovely sound.
I know. Smells Spanishy. You get to see my decanting skills live and not in slow motion. Although,
oh, you almost tipped it, Heather.
oh. So the idea is we're going to drink this wine and talk about what it tastes like, and you guys can
God, I can smell it. It smells amazing.
So this Priorat, or indeed a great many Priorats, it's quite a high alcohol percentage. It's
Yes.
15% on this one.
Which explains why one time we had a Priorat and then went out for dinner and then
It was carnage.
it was absolute fucking carnage.
But I mean, it was good.
It was great, but it was very messy.
Yeah. We went to Bilson 11 in Denniston in Glasgow, and they like to give you cocktails before you begin your meal in that particular establishment. And so we'd already had the bottle of wine and the cocktails by the time the dinner commenced.
Smashed.
Yeah.
Absolutely smashed.
Oh, you were.
Yeah, I couldn't see. Because we had the pear and wines as well, and it just escalated to such a point that, yeah, just utterly smashed.
So be careful with your Priorat. Why does Priorat tend to have kind of higher alcohol content?
Because it's quite a big grape full of sugar.
Well, the predominant grape that's used in a lot of the Priorat wines is Grenache or Garnacha.
Break it down a wee bit first. Rather than just announcing giant grape Priorat.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a grape prefers warmer kind of climates, and it has quite a high sugar content. So that sugar obviously ferments into quite a lot of alcohol.
How's alcohol made, Heather?
Like that. Mm-hmm.
Does the yeast eat the?
The yeast eats the sugar and poops out the alcohol.
Yeah, everybody likes the Pac-Man yeast.
Do they?
Yeah.
Has someone told you that?
Yeah. I'm going to try and animate it. How alcohol is formed. So,
yeah, that's why Priorat wine tends to be quite high alcohols, because it's predominantly Garnacha, as they say in Spain.
That is well butch in it.
Does this have any other grapes in it?
Well,
other than Garnacha?
Usually in Priorat, it's blended with a few things. So in this one you'll see it's Samso, which is another word for, now I always say cardigan, but it's actually
Carignan.
Carignan. And
Cab Sav.
And it's a little bit of Cab Sav in there as well. Cab Sav probably gives it just a little bit of kind of structure, like tannins and things. I'm worried about the shadow that my head is making on your head.
Maybe if you don't do that up and down thing, that would help.
I know, but you're kind of getting like a half halo thing happening.
We can't stop now,
but
so basically your Garnacha grape's got it's got the high alcohol, but it's got kind of low acid, lowish tannins because of the thin skins on that. So you want to kind of balance that out a wee bit with a grape that's got gives it a wee bit of tannic structure and a wee bit of acidity in there, and that kind of gives you a kind of really serious age-worthy wine. Not that the Grenache doesn't give you that anyway, but this is a serious, well, we don't know if it's an age-worthy wine. This is 2015 and we're probably going to try our best to assess that.
It smells so good. So the other places that you'll see Grenache is actually in the Rhône, isn't it?
Yeah, so your Côte de Rhône is going to be a mixture of Grenache and other grapes.
Or Châteauneuf de Pape.
Chateauneuf de Pape will have Grenache in it.
Or your GSM over in Australia. They're all kind of a similar vibe, but really different wines.
I'm sorry. Did you ever get an itchy boob? Like, so I know it's a weird thing, but okay. Now.
Anyway, yeah. So that's a little bit about the grape. Do you think we're rushing it? Do you think we're excited?
Talk a wee bit about what the wine smells like to us.
It has you can totally smell the Spanish. It's like intense strawberries, like thick strawberries, not like, I don't know, almost like
not strawberry jam.
Yeah,
but
like a strawberry liqueur.
I wouldn't even go there with it. I'd say that you've got plums in there.
Yeah.
It's quite plummy, and I'm also getting a spicier element, a kind of almost like a licoricey element in there.
Yeah. It smells so good.
Definitely a licoricey element in there, and it doesn't actually smell really all that oaky to me.
Well, it's actually, this one's Criantha, which is like
So Criantha just means basically it's not been aged for too long in oak.
I was going to say it's underneath Reserva and underneath Gran Reserva. In Priorat, so even though Rioja and Priorat both have the DOCQ, which is like the highest kind of region qualification, the Mission de blah, the difference with Rioja is that it has to be made from certain grapes and the aging has to be certain classifications. In Priorat you can actually make it from any grape that you like. There isn't a law saying that, and the aging, they tend to not be quite as like, this is a Gran Reserva, they'll just say, it's aged. And it's much more about the vines actually, I would say, in Priorat, because the way
So what Louise is saying is that Louise, I know I said last week she was hitting the head, she's still feeling some of the effects of that. I love you.
Yeah, I know.
Old vines tend to have kind of longer roots, especially if the vine's kind of encountered some hardship, if it's planted in soil that's maybe a wee bit poorer quality. And you'll hear a lot about kind of vines that produce excellent wines being in kind of harsher terrains, and that's basically Priorat. It's a kind of steep, rocky terrain. The vines are reasonably old, the roots go really deep, so that's why the vines can survive droughts, but they produce lower yields, which again produces higher quality wines.
Right, do you think that's enough? Do you think everybody's waited to try it, or do you think they've just went ahead if they've had their own Priorat?
They've probably already tasted it, but if you're sniffing it, you see if you can smell the same things as us. A kind of almost plumminess, a wee bit of a licoricey, spicy edge.
Can I taste it now?
Go for it.
There's a definite licorice element.
Oh, that's a delicious wine. So you get the structure and everything like that. I didn't realise this was a Crianza. So Crianza traditionally, it's not aged for as long a time in oak. It's not aged for as long a time in the bottle. It shouldn't necessarily be as much of an age-worthy wine. Priorat generally, it's known for being quite an expensive wine, and this one is, although it's a £20 wine, it's not an absolute fortune. So
I think it's one of the best £20 wines I've ever had.
Yeah, but it's this one. Despite all that, it's still quite meaty, isn't it? And you get a kind of almost. There's a seriousness to it. You get a kind of leathery feel to it. Do you want to try it with cheese? Just
right, guys. By the way, we have already thoroughly tanned a stack of cheese.
Just gonna have a wee bit more.
So we're on to like our second mound of cheese. I'm really nice cheese. We did not manage to get to our favourite selected cheesemongers to date, so this is actually just Sainsbury's Stilton. Not bad.
Okay.
It's not terrible. It's pretty good.
Oh my god.
Oh, that works pretty well.
So as previously mentioned,
just pause there for a second, because the light has changed. It is now not shining off your forehead. We're good. We're good. Everything's much better without the sunbeam on your forehead.
I'm not even going to say that. I've changed my mind. Louise, do you think you can concisely, without too many long pauses and weird gaps, tell us a wee bit about the region of Priorat?
Oh man. Okay, there's a few reasons why I love Priorat. Let's go back to the very beginning in the 12th century, where monks were
She's gone back to the 12th century. We might be here all night.
Monks were given the land because it's shitty soil. It's like volcanic, it's called Licorella, it's like stony rubbish.
It's not easy to build a wee house on.
Not easy to farm
animals on. Can't farm animals on it, you can't really grow crops on it.
So back then the monks were given the land, and mainly as a kind of like, aye, there you go, there's your chunk. But luckily the monks were like, yeah, look at those slopes, let's go for that, because they obviously knew how to make wine. So
monks notorious for their winemaking skills.
Actually, there's a lot of evidence that says that, like, without monks, we probably
might have lost the art of winemaking.
Or I'm sure we would have redeveloped it, but it might have been crap.
Yeah, we might have lost that. You know, like in the Dark Ages, we lost all sorts of shit, like how to make concrete, that we had previously learned from like the Greeks and the Romans. Well, basically, the kind of Christian tradition and the monks kept up the winemaking and kind of carried on the skills and the techniques and things like that.
Yeah. Because
they had all sorts of stuff. They had all sorts of like knowledge about how kind of one part of the land produced a type of grape that was different from another part of the land.
They took super good notes.
They didn't always know why, but they knew that, you know, terroir had an influence.
Anyway, so that continued up until about 1835, where the state then sent them packing.
Why?
I don't know, I think it was like a government thing.
Okay.
There's something about Franco.
Oh, right, okay. Yep.
Yeah. So there's my gaps in history that I'll learn for next time. So then it kind of like lay about a little bit. It was run by cooperatives. Like towards the kind of 1950s, it was given like a kind of domain, like a. So it was a winemaking region, but it wasn't known for quality at all. It was mostly like, as I said, cooperatives or people kind of making wine and
for the local market.
Yeah, and having it in their house, so they'd make a stack in the summer, and then, you know, that would be the wine that they would drink at family parties and things next year, which I really like that idea. I would love it if we have a little garden full of vines. Anyway.
We'll do it one day.
And then, as the story goes, this guy called...
dogs running around.
Yeah.
A couple of kids.
They touch the grapes, I'll kill them.
The dogs or the kids?
All of them.
Okay.
So then this guy from Rioja is driving past, spots an old vine. He's inspired.
What's his name?
René Barbier. And he's actually from French heritage, so that explains like why there's a little bit of like a Syrah and a Cab Sav and stuff influence in there.
And why his name's so hard to pronounce.
So he convinces a couple of other people to kind of join him and like start like revitalizing the area. And at the beginning, there was just 3 or 4 of them, some I think from Rioja, and they were like making wine in Gratalops in the same winery, like sharing all their stuff and like
still a cooperative, just a cooperative of people who are winemaking experts.
They brought in all these new winemaking techniques and everything like that, but they're all like digging in and kind of like coming together to kind of bring the area up.
They believed in it because they knew it could produce something that was really, really special.
I was trying to say it concisely and you keep expanding. So that was so like 1991, they kind of keep pushing for it and everything, and like obviously they're now known for making these absolute belting wines and have like multi-handedly caused this like resurgence in an area. And it's one of my favourite stories because I think it highlights how everything can be like really, really rubbish and just like tiny little steps can just change it around. And now it's like, I mean, £20 a bottle.
I love that tiny step story.
There you go.
Yeah, just like tiny positive steps.
Yeah, just like, right, we'll start here. And then it just snowballs into brilliance.
So by now everyone should be like probably pretty much a lot further
you should be halfway through the bottle by now
than us. Because we're doing too much talking.
But you can drink as we talk.
Oh, there is like a wee, you can get a wee oakiness from there. You can get like a wee slight hint of vanilla. But it's really light, and it's that kind of vanilla that's
pleasant.
Yeah, like, you know when you get like a very light custard, it's not like vanilla, it's like a little, almost the kind of floral part of the vanilla.
You guys aren't actually, usually I edit out a lot of these technology checks, because, you know, sometimes cameras switch off, sometimes you haven't
finished
recording
audio. Is this going to be completely unedited?
I'm going to try and get it completely unedited.
Oh, because this is not live, okay?
But we are live online right now.
Yeah.
So we'll be on Instagram and on...
If you want to ask us anything or speak to us about the wine.
I should have said that at the beginning. Oh well, let's have a little bit more, I think.
Fuck it, I think we might tan this bottle tonight.
It has been I know we keep saying this in the vlogs, that, oh my god, it's been such a hard week, blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, Heather's back at school teaching. I'm running around trying to finish all the work that I did during the summer. And we are crying like absolute babies about it. I keep trying to be like one of those people that's like, oh yeah, I love the hustle. I don't love the hustle. I love my bed. No. I love my bed. I love going out for a 2-hour lunch. I do not like the hustle.
Losing, I do not prefer the hustle.
No.
We like happy times. That's why our vlog is not about the hustle. Our vlog is about wine and eating cheese.
Cheese is not bad, eh? This tastes absolutely delicious.
I don't know what else to say about it, because
it does sneak in though. It doesn't feel highly alcoholic. It feels like the perfect kind of like evening wine to like watch some YouTube with.
I think, do you know how I feel about it? We've drank a lot of wines recently that are really like super ripe fruits, quite jammy, quite New World. This is a refreshing alternative to that. Is there anything else you want to talk about this week?
I don't know. This is so good. This is such a good wine. So we have to find out whether or not you guys like this sort of activity. Whether, I mean, it came out of a conversation that basically was like, every time I finish watching your vlogs, I want to have that bottle of wine right now, whatever we're drinking. So if we let people know ahead of time, then they can kind of drink along. I do feel as though this has been slightly frantic because I have went with the intention of not editing this whatsoever. So I feel like all my knowledge, all Heather's knowledge, has just went like this, boom,
and spewed out.
Shall we go old school and score it?
Yeah, we haven't done
We
a
haven't
score
scored in ages. This is so good. Oh man, it's like...
Remember, it's 20 quid.
I think it's really good value for 20 quid. Which I never ever... I mean, 6 months ago, if you told me that I would have said our £20 bottle was good value, I would have been like, you are...
I will go and have a shot of tequila. That's what you would say.
Yeah. But I would say, I mean, I'm up at like 9.8 or something.
Can I check what someone's saying on the... Very interesting.
Like 9.8, 5, 7. It's really high. It's one of my favourite wines, which is why we started with this one. Heather and I like all sorts of wines, but we do like kind of big, meaty reds probably the most. With character. Out of 10, Heather.
And licorice notes. 9.3.
Only 9.3?
I think that's low, I think that's high.
You're a shite pal. Heather, how should we finish this episode?
By downing the bottle.
Thank you for watching the video.
It smells better and better.
It does. Fuck. That's so good. Yes, thank you for making it to the end of our video. Please give it a little thumbs up, as Heather will demonstrate.
If you get any questions about it, then you can comment at the bottom.
Or if you get any observations. I love observations.
Yeah. If you liked the wine, then tell us that you liked it. If you didn't like the wine, then please tell us why you didn't like it, and we'll try and sort of find something that you do like in the future. And that's it. Please don't be too harsh though, because we are sensitive little sausages.